In today's video, I'm going to show you what I typically eat in a day. These are all very simple and healthy recipes that you can come back to for meal ideas or just for inspiration. So let's begin. Even though it's already spring, where I live, it's still pretty chilly in the mornings, so I love to have something warm, and lately my go-to breakfast has been oatmeal. I use quick oats, so it's literally done in about a minute. I bring a pot of water to a boil, and then I add the oats, almond butter, vanilla extract, and a little bit of cinnamon. After about a minute, I turn off the heat and then I add a splash of almond milk, just enough to get it to the consistency that I like. And now comes my favorite part, which are the toppings. So you can get pretty creative with this, but my go-to toppings are usually banana, blueberries, raspberries, and a handful of walnuts, which add the perfect crunch to this bowl. I also shared this recipe on my Instagram so you can save it and easily refer back to it. And I usually like to accompany my breakfast with a cup of tea. So today I'm gonna have some matcha, which is packed with antioxidants, and it also gives me an extra boost of energy. I don't sweeten it, so it complements this breakfast very well. For lunch, I'm making a one-pot pasta by one of my favorite food blogs called Running on Real Food. I've mentioned her in a previous video. She has amazingly delicious and very simple recipes, which I'm all about, so a lot of them are on my weekly meal rotation. This one is packed with flavor and lots of veggies, so it does require quite a bit of chopping. I recently took a knife skills class on Skillshare, so today I'm going to put into practice what I learned. And I'd like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning platform that I really enjoy because I'm always looking for ways to expand my knowledge and learn new things. And Skillshare is the perfect place for this. They have thousands of classes to choose from on topics like lifestyle, creativity, business, and many more. The class I mentioned is called Knife Skills, a mini class to chop like a chef by Elena Karp. I think this class is great for anyone, whether you're experienced in the kitchen or just a beginner. I really liked how simple yet how informative it was. She also teaches a way to quickly dice onion so you don't end up crying every time, which I always do, so I can't wait to try that out. Skillshare is constantly launching new premium classes, so there's plenty to choose from. An annual subscription to Skillshare is less than $10 a month. So if you're interested, the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description box will get a free trial of premium membership. This recipe calls for sliced onion, so I can't practice the onion hack that I learned, so I'll have to try it with another recipe, but I know it'll come in handy soon. I have to admit, I used to hate chopping and prepping for a meal. I would rush through all of this just so I could get to the stove, which is where the actual cooking happens in my mind. But now I've accepted that gathering the ingredients, washing the vegetables, chopping them, it's all part of the cooking process. In other words, if I didn't do the prepping, the actual cooking wouldn't ever happen. And I know it sounds so obvious, but that mindset shift has helped me slow down, and it's allowed me to enjoy every part of the process of making a meal. What I love the most about this recipe, besides the flavor, is that it only requires one pot. So once the vegetables are sautéed, you add the pasta, the tomatoes, and the broth, and let it simmer until the pasta is cooked. Then you add the kale, and it's ready to serve. And then you can add whatever protein you'd like to this, but today I'm just going to have it alone. It's so delicious. I highly recommend giving this recipe a try. For a quick afternoon snack, I'm having a protein shake. Currently, I've really been liking the plant-based protein powder by Garden of Life. I store mine in a glass container, so I don't have the actual container it comes in, but I'll insert a picture here. It has a really good flavor on its own, but today I'm mixing it with raw cacao powder for a more chocolatey taste. I'm always looking for ways to add superfoods to my snacks or meals, and adding them to a smoothie or a shake is the perfect way to do that. And I'm going to accompany this with some fresh berries. For dinner, I'm making another recipe from the blog I already mentioned. This one is a lentil quinoa bowl, but the star ingredient here is butternut squash. Butternut squash is so delicious, but if you've ever chopped one before, you know it's not that easy. So I like to start with this step first. The recipe also calls for chopped carrots, so you mix them together and season them with salt, pepper, and a little bit of oil, and then roast them until they're tender. So while that's roasting, I cook some quinoa, lentils, and steam some broccoli. This recipe also includes a lemon tahini sauce, but I find that it's a little bit too sour for me, so I like to add some pure maple syrup to it, and it's perfect. The sauce ties all of these ingredients together, and this bowl is super filling and very nutritious, so I definitely recommend giving it a try. I'll have the recipes listed or linked in the description box so you can see all of the ingredients for each meal, as well as all the steps. I hope you found some inspiration for healthy meal ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.